Coming live from Varna, Bulgaria is our guest this afternoon. Welcome to this very special edition of the KJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts either through the industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And before I move forward, may I request you to subscribe, follow, like, and comment on whichever platform you're watching or listening to this show on. And today we have Irina Poddubnaia, founder of TrackMage, a SaaS business, a SaaS company, and she's also a business consultant who specializes in operations and processes optimization. Welcome to the show, Irina.
Thank you very much for having me here, Ajay.
Right, right. Irina, you have done so much. You have created a company and you are helping customer experience, and in the process, obviously, helping a lot of founders, a lot of small businesses make that ideal situation so that they have to do less and they can still increase their sales. So, first of all, tell us about TrackMage, exactly what we should know about what this is all about.
Well, certainly. So TrackMage is a shipment tracking platform for e-commerce sellers. It allows to build a post-purchase branded experience for the customers. So after they press the buy button, everything that happens afterwards, it's the post-purchase experience. And TrackMage helps with creating opportunities for the customer to to understand where the package is, to browse other products that the brand is offering, and customers are able to share their reviews and contact customer support. Usually in businesses, this part is either omitted or it's just not good enough, that it doesn't produce extra sales or strong brand connection. So that's what TrackMage is for. It bridges this gap with customer experience being seamless throughout the whole journey, not just before the purchase, but also after the customer bought something.
Right, right, Irina. So tell me what is the difference? There are other companies into this field, a lot of logistics company, courier companies, other providers, they too provide the tracking system, which can be
Yes.
integrated within your own system, in whatever best manner as possible. So how is your company different than that? What is the value addition if somebody from India may want to look at it from for?
Um, Yeah, well, certainly. So what we do is a little bit different from what the courier companies offer. So the e-commerce seller, they can use whichever courier we prefer. We support around 1,000 couriers right now. And all we need is just the tracking number that the courier provides. What
Okay.
usually happens when the tracking number is there, the couriers will provide their own pages, but those pages, they are not branded. They don't have any mention of the product that the customer bought. They don't
Okay.
usually have a very good user experience, and especially on mobile. And the customer is sometimes like clicking through various mazes to find the information when the package is going to get there. So we, as TrackMage system, TrackMage eliminates all that friction for the customer. So they not only get email notifications about the package traveling to them, because those notifications, they are based on the shipment status. So when the package is in transit, they are notified that it's in transit. When the package is delivered to a local post office or to the courier, they also get a notification about like, oh, you should check your post, like your local post, and collect the package. And
Okay.
then after the package is delivered, they get another notification with a message to leave a review after they actually receive the product. That seems to be a very convoluted part that not a lot of systems have automated, because they don't tie the notifications to the actual statuses. They just time them for around like 2 weeks. But what if the customer doesn't get the package in 2 weeks? What if there is a delay? So in TrackMage, everything is tied to the shipment status, and people receive all those notifications just in time. But that's not all. So what else TrackMage does differently than the courier companies, the logistic companies do? So first of all, it gives you the page that is fully branded to fit your store design. or your website design, whatever you are using, because some people are using funnels. And in funnels, they usually don't get all that post-purchase experience or like order processing functionality as like typical WooCommerce or Shopify stores have. So what I'm getting at is that you get a branded page that has all the information about the package and all the information about the store and information about new products that the customer can buy while we're waiting. And your social media, your chat widget, all of that on that single page. And the customer can go to that page whenever they like. What we noticed is that sometimes when the customer is waiting for the package really eagerly, what if they just bought maybe for like a birthday present for their husband or wife? They are waiting. So they visit those pages 1 or 2 times per day. So that's a lot of traffic to give to a courier company or logistics software that doesn't give you any ability to upsell those customers or to offer them additional ways to engage with a brand, or like, I don't know, go to Instagram account and give you a like on some post that you just shared. So that's the idea.
Right, right. Now, if a company, if an e-commerce store, small company uses several courier services, maybe DHL, for example, and FedEx, for example, and then they have local sales, domestic sales, and then they have international sales. So
Yeah.
they have domestic courier partners, they have international partners at the same time. So how can they integrate all these together onto TrackMage?
Yes, that's exactly what TrackMage is. It's a central hub where all the couriers, regardless of which one you use, are supported out of the box. So you don't even have to integrate anything specifically. So once you have a tracking number from that courier, all the information is going to be pulled automatically from the courier. And as I said, we support 1,000 carriers, couriers in that case. So
Right.
like,
No,
yeah. So everything will be in one system, and the customer is still going to get the same tracking page with all the information from different couriers on that same page. And we also have this functionality that is mostly interesting for wholesalers or people who have multiple packages as part of the same order. It's possible to show all of them on the same page. So that's the difference, because like no other system on the market offers this functionality right now, where you can display thousands of packages if they are needed, thousands of packages on one single page. And you don't have to spam the same customer with like 1,000 emails. You just give them one link and they will be able to track all the packages on that same page. But like for retailers, that's not that big of a deal. Usually it's like 1 or 2 or 3 packages that are there on that same
okay,
page. Yeah.
okay, Arina. Now you talk about, track image allows e-commerce stores to have 5 to 10% extra sales by simplifying the customer experience. Now, can
Yeah.
you help us understand this part? Means how does it help you upsell and sell more to the present customers?
Yes. So what happens is when the customer is waiting for the order, they are checking that tracking page. So they receive an email notification with a tracking page link. And whenever they have this lingering doubt that the package is getting there or when is it going to get there, they just go to the page. And sometimes people just save them in some kind of like notes system. So those tracking pages, they are not expiring. And the customer just goes to that page every time they have a question about the package. So what happens during that experience is that when they open the page, there is a slider of products that they can browse while we're waiting for the package, the existing package that they bought. And what happens is that we've seen the conversion rate from the page itself, just like a direct conversion to product purchase, being 5 to 10% of the shipment volume. So, for example, if it's 100 packages, then it's going to be around like 5 or 10 extra purchases from the tracking page directly. But that's not all. What we've noticed is that customers also click on the logo of the store, or they go to the social media. And from there, they also make purchases. We just don't track them. So this is like the sheer minimum amount that you can get from just providing the seamless way for the customer to engage with the brand and buy more products.
Right,
Yeah.
right, Irina. So, how does you are selling to the same customers because of a improved customer experience? They will come to you again and again, and that's where you expect that 5 to 10% extra sales will happen without incurring any extra cost. Is that the whole experience about?
So yes, that's I would say there is another part that also plays into this role of increasing sales and building like long-term customer loyalty. It's the
Okay,
reviews. So after the purchase, when the customer receives the package, so when the package is delivered, they receive a notification asking them for a review. And that review about the product can be used as social proof on the product pages and as an opportunity to increase the credibility of a brand. We are also working on functionality to share the reviews on social media. For example, it's going to be like this. When the review is left, if the star rating is around 5 stars and the comment itself is positive, we will use AI to analyze that. If all these criteria are meet, we are going to give the customer the ability to share that review on social media, on TikTok, on Facebook, or wherever they want, on Twitter as well. So, and at that point, they get additional traffic from social media because customers are sharing the reviews about the product. So this is just going to create like an extra step that's going to drive more traffic to the same store.
okay. I need to understand this better about the social media part. One is that a customer gives you better reviews because you have delivered the product on time, and customer is aware about where the product is in this whole journey. So that is one part. Now the
Yeah,
customer review comes in. This can lead to better reviews,
yeah.
and it is integrated with your website. So the review, how is social media coming in? Does the website or your TrackMage that creates that extra functionality, and it puts
Yeah.
the review straightway onto Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or any other social media? How does that work for a e-commerce platform or a small store online?
This experience is going to stay on the customer side, so they will share the review with their friends. So I bought this great watch lately, and I just want to share it with my friends. And
Okay,
if there are some videos or photos attached, they are also going to be shared. So from there, that functionality is going to bring some attention from the accounts of the customers. Um, and when it comes to the reviews themselves, they are stored inside of TrackMage platform, where you can see them and see if they are positive enough for you to post them on the store, or they are not. So sometimes the reviews are negative, and you, as the store owner, you can get like you can actually address the problem if you see the review as negative. You can literally reach out and apologize. That goes a long way. Uh, because people are very delicate creatures, I would say, with a
right.
lot of expectations. And when their expectations are not quite met, it's better to address them head on than to wait for the customer to go to Twitter and complain. So this is why TrackMage acts as this kind of central hub where the information is gathered. But then you decide, like ultimately as a business owner, you decide what to do with this information. Do you want to post it on the product page? Do you want to post it on your store page? Or do you want to just privately reach out to the customer and address their concern or question?
Right, right. Now, Irina, you talk about keeping delivery delays under control, and
Yeah,
TrackMage helps in that. Now, help me understand. The delivery part is managed by the courier companies, the carrier
yeah,
companies, the logistics partners, and
yes,
you people provide the platform through which it can be tracked. Now, how can it control or impact anything on the courier partner side if they are late or delayed? they are delayed, means how do we manage it, or is there any other thing that I need to know about this?
Yeah, well, actually, there are two parts into this process, because the tracking of a package starts not just from the courier delivery, but sometimes it starts from the partner who is shipping. So, for example, if for example, if it's a drop shipping business, and the product is purchased from a third-party supplier from China, for example, or from other countries, it can be from a different platform. So the tracking doesn't start from the product actually being shipped. The tracking starts from the part where you place an order with a third-party supplier. And then you need to monitor if that person actually shipped the product. Because the majority of delays in dropshipping businesses are caused by the suppliers not actually having the product and then delaying the shipment for 2 weeks or so. And this way, since we have in TrackMage, we have automatic monitoring for the days in idle. So when the package was actually not even shipped, just the order was placed, but the package is not yet created. So the days in idle are calculated every day, and when it reaches a certain threshold, for example, like 5 days and no movement of the package, no movement of anything, this is when you can take action as a business owner. You can reach out to that supplier, or you can even issue a refund and buy it from a different supplier. So
Oh,
this is the first part. But where is the second part? When the package is shipped, sometimes what happens is that the tracking number is incorrect, and there is no information for that tracking number. That's when the days in transit start calculating. And if you see that the package is like in no info status for maybe 3 days, you can reach out to the supplier and check with them if the tracking number is indeed correct, or if it was shipped even. Because sometimes the tracking number gets created, but the package itself stays in the warehouse. And you just need to push them like, guys, ship it, please. Yes. So these are the delays that we can control and the suppliers can control. And these are the delays that actually prolong the shipment process way beyond the courier guaranteed times. Because DHL can deliver the package maybe like in 7 days or so to any part of the world. But if the DHL package was not actually shipped, it can be like 3 weeks of just plain waiting. And what happens is that in dropshipping businesses, there are a lot of volumes that they have to control. So let's say a dropshipping business is making it rain, and they have 5,000 orders for some kind of tool that they're shipping from China. But then those 5,000 packages to track, it's an enormous load on a person. That's why the automated system actually calculates everything and notifies the manager about all those delays that can be prevented by simple communication or poking the supplier, like, okay, guys, this package, this package, this package, this package, please ship them. Because like there is a delay.
right, right. I will come to one more question on this, but before I forget, let me ask about China, because you have been in China, you worked there, and you were running a fulfillment center in China, and you
Yeah.
stayed there for 2 years. Now help us understand. Everybody knows that China is the biggest supplier in the world. It supplies almost everything.
Yes.
Now, you have seen from by staying within China, how do they manage all these things? Especially, there are a lot of buyers within China from China itself. How, and they also have a huge population like that of India. Now, how
Yeah.
do they manage all that supply at the same time while producing all those goods? So how does it work for them? Is there something that retailers, online sellers, platforms, small businesses should know from your experience of running a fulfillment center in China?
Mm. So there are quite a few things I can share. So the
Yes,
first
please.
thing that I want to address your like the first part of your question, like how does it work? So in China, everything is centered around like those big production hubs. There are certain like capitals of clothing, capitals of I don't know, like phone accessories, or like whichever factory is situated somewhere. Then there are myriads of small businesses that surround that factory. They buy the raw products, the materials, they buy certain accessories, and then they manufacture everything manually. And that's why in China, like there is no shortage of supply, and you never know if you're dealing with the actual factory. Well, actually, if you deal with a factory, they will have something like a minimum order quantity of 10,000 units. And for small businesses, that's not feasible to actually order that much. Even though the price is going to be the best and the quality might be better than from the small manufacturing businesses. But like for most businesses, let's be honest, like 10,000 units is a lot to sell. So what actually allows all the small businesses and small manufacturing companies in China to thrive because they work with small order quantities of like 10, 50, 100, 5,000. Like they definitely can handle a lot. How they manage is that they typically build relationships with customers, and everything is discussed over a cup of tea. Like literally, if you want to build a relationship with a Chinese supplier, you should come to them and drink tea with them and just honor the traditions. So that's what we discovered through trial and error. But also, China has a very robust infrastructure of IT services. Everyone, even the old ladies who are over 80 years old, they all use their mobile phones and they use QQ, WeChat, other services to make purchases online. And everything is so robust because the cost of delivery is very, very low. They use those I don't know, electric bikes or even self-created machinery to deliver the goods, and that lowers the cost per delivery to almost nothing. So for example, in UK, the cost of a tracked package is around the 10 pounds or 17 pounds. That's like, come on, like that would be the whole order of 10 pieces in China with delivery and like next day delivery, I think. Just because the delivery costs so low, you can actually manage to transition the goods from one part of the country to another in maybe less of a day. And that's how they are making it work. And their international delivery, I don't know what kind of magic they use, but international delivery costs for AliExpress sellers are twice as low as as if you tried to ship something through China Post directly. So as a like a personal customer. That's why there are a lot of logistics companies that actually offer reduced rates that allow those suppliers from China to beat the competition internationally, just because they
Right.
have like those low costs that nobody can beat.
Right, right. The mention of China, just I could not hold myself from asking this, lest I forget about that. So coming
Yeah,
back to your TrackMage stuff, Irina. Now
yeah.
you talk about reducing the cost of customer support for people who use TrackMage. Now, how does that happen? Can you help us understand that?
Yes. Well, it helps from the standpoint where the customer has the self-service page where they can just literally check the status of the package, and they don't have a need to contact the brand with this
Okay.
question that most of the customer support representatives know by heart. Where is my order? Or where is my package? There is also this industry-specific acronym, WISMO, which actually translates like where is my order. So
Okay.
that question comprises like roughly 60 or 70% of all the inquiries that the customer support gets, and it's very easy to answer in automated way. So you don't have to really you don't have to make people work as robots. You can make actual robots work instead of people.
Right, right, right. So, Irina, you have explained things very well about TrackMage, and I am a bit more, I understand this line better than when the interview started.
Mm.
Now, in terms of the larger understanding of those people who are selling, especially online,
Yeah.
what are the mistakes that store owners make generally, and what would you advise them how to avoid them? What have you learned out of your experience in China as
Yeah.
well as in Bulgaria and other parts of the world?
Right. So, like the biggest mistake that I know of is purchasing excessive amounts of inventory before you have a solid brand presence and steady sales. So this
Okay.
happens all over the world. Whenever a person thinks like, "Oh, I want to break free from my office job, and I have maybe like 5,000 accumulated to purchase inventory," so they just buy a lot of stuff and they store it in their house or in their basement or in their, I don't know, like anywhere they want. Or worse, they actually ship it to a warehouse where the warehouse actually charges them the cost for storing the goods. And then they start to set up their funnel or they set up their store and they try to make sales and they realize that nobody's buying. Like you have 10,000 units. Like let's say you wanted to get the best price, the best quality. You came to a Chinese factory, you ordered 10,000 units, but now you have this 10,000 units problem to dispose of. And you might even want to, in the end, contact some distributors or wholesalers to just ship everything in bulk, because selling is an art of its own. That's why it's much easier and it's much more secure to start a business without having the inventory or having very limited amount of inventory, to just test the demand and then understand like, okay, this is what the customers want, this is what they are responding, and these are the ads we run, this is the cost of acquisition. So when you understand the mathematics, the business itself starts to make sense and you can invest more and more into it. So this is like the first beginner mistake that is easily avoided, but most of the time people still buy inventory, and then they have like they have like for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all the other holidays, all of their friends are getting this inventory, like no
Right.
questions asked.
Right. Right. But is there a way to know what is enough inventory or what is more in inventory? How do they know about what how much sales they are going to make, or they lose customers if there
Yeah.
is a demand? How do they balance that?
Well, actually, there are a lot of tools that can be utilized to measure the demand. So
Okay.
they can look at some marketplaces like Amazon or eBay and see how many orders the typical products in this category are getting. What are they doing? Like what kind of messaging is there? So they need to definitely do a lot of research before jumping in. But still, even if you do research and if you even if you understand that the demand is there, and the other brands are selling for like 10 like they're selling like hundreds and hundreds of packages every day, but it doesn't mean that you will, like from the get-go, you will get that same amount of sales. You first need to start with a small amount regardless, or even without inventory as a drop shipper, because what is the most important part of a business? It's not the actual inventory or the suppliers, it's the customers. How are you going to acquire customers? Where do you plan to get traffic from? How do you want to actually make sure that your product is visible? Because even on platforms the competition is very fierce. Even if your product is better and it costs less, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to be visible. So these are the essentials of starting a business without like investing into it upfront. Because when you invest into it upfront, you are already under the risk of going out of business, even without starting to actually sell.
Right. Right, Irina. Now, coming to the wider question of Web3 and Meta,
Yeah.
both the things are almost there. Some things are already, you know, creeping in, happening within the large world of internet or web, whatever way
Yeah.
you want to call it. As a founder of a SaaS company, you know about technology. You
Yeah.
talk to so many people in this sphere, and as a business owner, you have to also be prepared for the future.
Yeah.
You provide services, you provide your product as a service. Now how do you see, or do you see at all it changing the way customers will shop for things and the customers will track for things? will there be more assimilation of us within the store and a service like yours, where you know, how do you see this whole stuff, and how are you prepared for the future to integrate those new technologies into your system, as well as what should store owners start thinking from now itself in terms of adopting and adapting to the new times?
Mm, right. There's a lot to unpack in this question. Let me start somewhere, and I'm going to get to
Yeah, yeah.
everything, I
Perfectly
hope.
all right.
Yeah.
Right.
So the first thing is the technology part. Everything is rapidly developing in the direction of using more AI, more blockchain technologies in all kinds of businesses. Blockchain is still this like questionable, uncharted territory. How I see it in logistics is all the transactions in maybe transitioning of the packages, or transactions of like when the packages going through customs, like for
Right.
like B2C e-commerce, that's probably not going to make any sense. But for B2B e-commerce, where they are shipping containers, it makes a difference. Because what if you just could scan a QR code and you could see the origin of the goods, all the certificates, all the bills of lading, all the information that is essential for obtaining the license to sell that product in whichever country you are ordering it to. So this is going to revolutionize the approach. Since we're in TrackMage, we're dealing with B2C e-commerce. What I see in B2C e-commerce is that the more engaging, the more entertaining the experience becomes for the customer, the better. Because it doesn't end at the first transaction, because like there's more that you could do with those same customers. You don't have to let them go elsewhere. You could ask them to subscribe to your YouTube channel, your Facebook, your other social media. And what I've seen lately is that the businesses, the e-commerce businesses, they are partnering with creators, those guys who are already in, like they have a substantial influence on those platforms. Or sometimes those influencers or creators, they start their businesses. That's one of our best and cherished customer. They created a cartoon series on YouTube called Metal Family. They are literally drawing those episodes, and they are showing their creativity, like the narrative, the animation, everything is awesome. But what they did, they started their own e-commerce store, and they stole merchandise about that series. So they created their own demand from scratch, and that demand is very substantial. And those businesses, they get overwhelmed with operations parts because they want to still focus on creativity. And creativity is something that takes time and like deep thinking and like inspiration. But when you are stuck packing products and like shipping them and answering customer support requests, the creativity is simply like it's not there. Like it's literally just getting siphoned elsewhere to just deal with routine and menial tasks. So that's why automating actually helps those creators to still focus on things that truly matter for them, and get their creative juices flowing. So, like in terms of the future, I think e-commerce is going to stay, or it's going to even increase, because with COVID, everyone decided to move remote, and we were forced kind of to move remote and even work remotely. So when they're working remotely and we're buying remotely, why shouldn't we count on e-commerce sector to grow?
Right.
It's it's kind of obvious that it's going to grow. Yeah.
Right. Right, Irina. You seem to have a great understanding of not only your business but also the wider part on how this whole thing is taking shape. Now, about your business itself, you have signed a deal with the Metal Family,
Yeah,
a group
that's
of
all.
independent animators. Tell us about this, and how do you know? This is something very interesting that a company like yours have signed with a group of independent animators who create cartoons on YouTube. Tell us
Yeah.
about this, and then how do you plan to take this forward?
So what we discovered that that business they don't deal with typical e-commerce problems of like, oh, where do I get the traffic? They already have tons of traffic and a lot of customers who are eager to buy the unique merchandise that they're producing, like T-shirts, cups, like caps, and other things that they are producing, uh, pins, notebooks, like whatever. I just know the inventory because I worked
Right.
with them for a long time. So the thing is, in the metal family, they were dealing with non-typical problems of customers being immature and making a lot of mistakes, even in the shipment address. Like I don't know how like how often that happens in other businesses, but in metal family, even the email address had a lot of typos in it. And then the customer enters an incorrect email address during the checkout, they don't get any communication, not even the order confirmation. They don't get any communication from the brand. So what we did, we added a script for the checkout that can be added to the email field that actually checks if that email exists. And if it doesn't, it notifies the customer like, oh, probably you made a typo. So that reduced their like undelivered emails from around 725 to zero. Like literally all the emails are currently getting to the inboxes just because they are entered correctly and their bounce rate on the account went to zero. So that's the first thing we did. Also, we had implemented the script that validates the address just to make sure that the package is going to be getting to the right address. Because if with autocorrect and sometimes people just type in some random information, it can get very hard for the brand to control if everything is correct. And usually it creates this unnecessary stress for the customer support to look for those packages and then like just correct the address on the actual package, like when it's already printed, everything was in the system. So we eliminated that friction point on the checkout. After that, the customers, they were not getting any notification whatsoever about the package being at the post office. And since they were using the cheapest delivery method at the time, that post office wasn't even sending the notification to the customer when the package was there. And after 1 month, the packages were coming back to Metal Family, and they had to purchase the inventory back from the post to ship it again. So they were suffering from those financial losses for just like those careless customers, or not even careless customers, the customers that were unaware that the package is there. So what we did, we added those email notifications in place, and now those returns they reduced from 1,000 packages to 80 through the whole period of 1 year. So now they're not suffering from that problem. And I'm saying like 1 year, it's just like the 80 is overall recurring average, just because sometimes the packages, they are still in this available for pickup status, but people come to collect them later and they just transition to deliver. So then that was the close to last point that I wanted to mention. So another thing was that Metal Family, even though they are getting a lot of positive comments on their YouTube channel and all other social media, they were not getting any product reviews. When they started using TrackMage, they got from 10,000 packages that were shipped, they got 2,150 reviews. Most of which were 5 stars and like this like long sentences with like praising their brand, the product, and whatever. So the customers were very delighted, and they continue sharing the feedback. And later, then since we were monitoring also the customer support emails, we've seen that the customers are very delighted, and they said that you are light years ahead from where you were with like store and customer experience. So that was like the best, the best review for TrackMage overall, how we came and like turned it around for them.
Right, right. And it's a huge opportunity I see going forward for a lot of people. You see YouTube creators, they are, selling merch through through you. They can create, and already there are so many white label manufacturers. You have demand, for influencers, for creators. You either sell on YouTube, you sell it on Twitch, and there are hundreds of other platforms which is coming up. Truly
Yeah.
a big
TikTok.
economy, creator economy opening up.
TikTok,
And-
for example, like it's very big. Again, on TikTok, what is really good is that the
Right,
customers
right.
they interact even with the reviews, and that part even Shopify noticed that trend, and they are incorporating creator into the e-commerce ecosystem.
Right. So whole new business, even podcasters like me, if they can
Sure.
get more into, so they what they have to do is just have a certain number of interested buyers or consumers or customers or fans who are interested in their brand of things, and the white label manufacturers, they can create things for you at a very competitive cost. And then there is a company like TrackMage who can take care of everything in the back end, and it's a great story of enterprise and business, successful enterprise and business moving forward. That's what I think is a great possibility if it works well, if I'm understanding it the way it is at the moment.
Uh, I can just offer that we don't really ship the packages themselves. We help with tracking and creating this like post-purchase marketing channel.
Okay.
If like there should be a fulfillment center or some kind of fulfillment supplier that
Okay.
is going to actually ship, or you can actually strike a deal with a manufacturer where you are purchasing the goods from, and they could be drop shipping for you. So they could be
Okay.
sending the customer orders to the customers. So
Okay.
yeah, that's a very typical model. But to have like the full visibility of everything, have all the notifications and the customers and everything in one system with analytics, that's what TrackMage is for. You can
Right. Right.
get control over it.
Right. So one more layer, and you can straightway go into great business. So
Yeah.
right. So Irina, now tell me exactly. There are so many businesses in India, and they use different sort of services across the country,
Yes.
in wherever it is possible. Now, for a company like yours, which is online, also it's available, people can take benefit. How do they connect with you? How do they know more about business like yours, and have a deal with you if possible?
Well, they can find TrackMage at trackmage.com. It's a website. Then I think I can share the free resource that they can download. There is a guide on how
Right.
to create the best post-purchase experience for customers without investing more into ads and hiring more staff. And this would be the easiest way to contact TrackMage. We have a chat support almost 24/7. So if they have any questions, they can reach out. The best part about TrackMage is that we don't require we don't require the seller to have like a certain amount of packages to start working with us. So we have a forever free plan for up to 100 packages per month. And that offers all those beginner creators to get into the business, or beginner e-commerce businesses to just integrate something and benefit from TrackMage without having to pay for it until they grow, of course.
Right, right, Irina. In fact, I'll add all that information onto the YouTube description so that people can find it easily and they
Yeah.
can connect with you. So, thank you very much, Irina, for all the information, for all the insights from China about the whole way the business is changing, and obviously about your company.
Hmm.
So, with this,
I appreciate the opportunity, Ajay.
thank you. Thank you. With this, it's a wrap on this edition of the KJ Masterclass Live. Thank you once again.